YouTube, Montez Family 6 here with another piece of history I want to share with you all. What you see here is a limited edition of 10 bars that were produced by Polar Bear Pours. The name of the bar is Black Wall Street. Once again, there was only 10 of these made by Polar Bear Pours. Really good piece of history behind it. You could find the meaning of the bar on his page, YouTube, as well as Instagram. And the story behind this bar, it really was inspired by the African American community in the 1920s in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where at one point Booker T. Washington once called the Black Wall Street of America was made up of the district in Tulsa's Greenwood community, and it was a thriving community of local owned African American businesses that were doing really well for themselves. And then an unfortunate incident that occurred in an elevator where an African American person was accused of a crime that it looks like was never committed by the person, and that started a race riot. And in 1921, there were about 35 city blocks that were decimated, including the Greenwood Community Business District, and up to what we know today, as many as 300 people may have been killed in the Tulsa, Oklahoma race riot. And now they refer to that as the Massacre of 1921. Anyhow, I have to give a lot of credit where credit is due, and Polar Bear Pours really did some good research to put this bar together. And as you see here, it is the Black Wall Street, and really the meaning behind it is what took place in 1921 or the 1920s, depending on how you look at it, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. But just a really fabulous bar. I was lucky to get number 2 of 10. So these went on sale only on eBay. From what I could see, all 10 of them went up for auction. And number 1, I believe, went for just a little over $250 for one bar. This one here, I was able to acquire much less than that. But still at a pretty hefty premium if you consider, what 2-ounce silver is going for today. But what was really interesting about this is at the time, I really had no idea what I was buying into. I just thought it was a really nice design. I reached out to Polar Bear Pours, and he educated me on the history of that community in 1920 and his inspiration for the bar. And then after I purchased it, a few weeks after, and in fact last weekend on HBO, the new Watchmen series aired. And in the premiere episode, they reenacted the race riot of 1921 in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And what I had no idea, I was watching this, I immediately thought of the bar, and I'm like, oh my God, this is something that is a real piece of history, and pulled the bar out and decided, I'm going to run this video and share it with everybody. But if you haven't seen the Watchmen series, it aired last week on Sunday. And in fact, as I'm making this video tonight, episode number 2 airs on HBO. But I would highly encourage you all to Google the race riots of Tulsa, Oklahoma, just to learn a little bit more about the bar and the history behind it, and actually what happened back in 1921. But also, if you have a chance, go out and try to find Watchmen, the premiere edition of that series on HBO. And in the opening scenes of the premiere of that series, you'll see what HBO depicted as the Tulsa, Oklahoma race riot. Anyhow, YouTube, I thought I'd share this with you all, and really glad I was able to pick up this bar. Really outstanding job by Polar Bear Pours. And if you don't know who he is, go check him out. He's on YouTube, and he's also on Instagram, and he has his own site and tons of fabulous bars he has. This is my fourth piece I have from him, and he's been out there pouring bars for the past few years. He's a military veteran and a really nice guy overall. So anyhow, YouTube, thought I'd share. Have a good one.